Hi there, welcome to my channel. My name is Chantel and today we're going to be doing something new. 2024 is the year I want to try bullet journaling for the very first time. Let's plan the very first month. My very first theme for January is winter, although actually it's a little bit of a combination theme. I ended up going for winter vintage kind of scrapbooking theme. I don't have any winter washi and I just really struggled to pull together as many winter things as I could, so I've gone for a little bit of a old times, notes, letters, as well as winter theme. I'm trying out collaging. You might have heard me mention in the last video that that's something that I wanted to do, and I thought I would just have fun with this piece. I thought I'd start on a high and do the cover page as a double page spread, and I'm just trying to get back into scrapbooking. I've really not done anything like this since I was a child, and it was really fun just going through all of the bits of paper I have, trying to pick out what is wintry. I'm really looking for anything that's kind of blue, green, pastel, white, anything that might fit the whole winter theme. And I've got these washi stickers that are really pretty. They're like landscape with trees, some of them have snow, and these are just perfect for winter, so I thought I could use quite a few of these. Scrapbooking and collaging is really something that I want to get into for 2024. I just find it so much fun. I think this change has come from me exploring mixed media more. It was one of my art goals for 2023, and I have been really trying to use as many mediums as I can when I create pieces. I also remembered since my first spread that I have these Future Colour brush markers. I completely forgot that I had these. I'm doing a little test in the corner to see if they'll bleed through the page, and they actually held up really well. There was a tiny bit of bleed through on about the 6th layer, so I think these will work absolutely fine. I don't have many water-based markers, but I completely forgot that these would work because they're not alcohol-based. I actually got these in a huge stationery pal haul that I did last year, and I do have a code for 15% off that I'll leave down below. They just do the cutest stationery, and I don't know how I completely forgot about these markers. As for all of the scrapbook paper, these are all new as well. There is a massive haul coming in January where you'll see me open all of these things and so much more. I'm really excited for you guys to see that. It's a huge haul. And I got a lot of journaling supplies that hopefully I'll be able to use in all of these spreads. You might notice that I'm not using watercolour this time. I was trying to create an entire spread without it and see if I could manage it. The watercolour just really warps on this paper, unfortunately. I would like to try gouache in the future. I'd like to try a lot of different mediums in this notebook. I'd like to try gouache, painting, drawing. I'd like to try lots of different stuff. I would like my cover pages to have actual pieces on them, and I don't know how any of that will go. It could be a really big mess, but I would like to combine the art I usually make with a lot of these cover pages, so that's something that I'll be doing in future. Hopefully it works in this journal, but I wanted to make sure that I could still write on the page and it wouldn't be too frustrating, so I decided to not use watercolour. The first time really I've not used it in a sketchbook, but you know what, it was really fun. I'm not sure that I'm gonna rip the paper like this in the future. I think it definitely gives like a kind of cute look. I'm just not sure it works. I think it does look a little bit messy. One thing that I really don't have experience with, which you'll probably notice as we go along, is writing, handwriting, lettering. I don't have any experience with any of that. So you can see that when I wrote the title, I literally just wrote it as I would normally. Looking at it now, I think it's quite wonky and it definitely could have been done better, but I'm definitely more of a art-focused gal. I can paint, but I don't really put very much effort into my handwriting. It's something that I'm gonna have to focus on because I would like all of these journals to look pretty as well as being useful. I need to somehow practice lettering, maybe try calligraphy a little bit. I mean, it doesn't even need to be fancy handwriting, I just need to make sure that it looks neat and tidy. I thought I best add some snowflakes to try and stick with the winter theme. Unfortunately, I really just didn't have very much. I'll definitely try and get some winter washi for next year. But I do quite like the brown paper and vintage feel as well. I think it's so cute. The little dots are supposed to be snow, but I feel like that didn't really come across. Moving on to the next page now, I decided to do a nice big calendar. The journal that I'm using is B5, so it's already a lovely size, but I felt like I would do a really big calendar so I can actually fit all the notes that I want to fit on in case I have some busy days. I think in the future I will do some smaller calendars and try and make it a little bit more cutesy, but I do really want my journal to also be practical. I want to have enough space to write everything that I need to in it. This is my first time using a habit tracker, so I thought I would ease myself in and just choose 3. I've chosen water, vitamins, and exercise. There's definitely a lot more that I could have done, but considering this is new, I don't want this to feel like a chore at all, and I want to get myself into the habit of actually tracking it before trying to achieve too much. I'm usually not too bad with water. Some days I will drink a lot, and some days I won't. It's just the fluctuation. Vitamins is similar, and exercise unfortunately is very weather dependent because sometimes it's just so cold and horrible that I just don't want to go for a walk, so I'm hoping this will kind of push me to do that. The habits I've chosen are definitely achievable, and hopefully they'll just be there more as a reminder to make sure that I don't skip so many days. I have seen mood trackers before and lots of other things, so I'm just going to ease myself in, and maybe that's something that I will do in future. You might have noticed as we're going along, I'm not using a ruler. I've seen people do this before and they just follow the dots and it looks so cute and they make it work, but honestly, I just couldn't do that. Next time, I'm definitely going to use a ruler. I just can't seem to get straight lines. I have such wobbly hands, especially with the placement of the tripod as well. I just couldn't do it. I don't even think I was very hungry at the time. I just have very shaky hands. I kept reminding myself as I was going on to try and have some kind of continuity, and I was flipping back to the previous pages, trying to make my handwriting look similar to the previous one, using similar colours. I got this adorable stamp set in the Future haul, and I think it looks really cool as a habits tracker. Although I wasn't very consistent with the ink, all 3 of them look different from each other. Hopefully I'll get the hang of that as time goes on. For my weeklies, I did want to have very big boxes. I wanted to make sure that I had all of the space that I needed. In future, if I don't end up using all of the space in the boxes, I will do them smaller. I can make the rest of the page a bit cuter. But, this journal was expensive. I want to be able to use as much of the page as I possibly can, so that's why I've made the weekly boxes so big. I also don't have consistent days off, so I had to make Saturday and Sunday the same size as the rest of the days. I know that's something that a lot of people do differently in their weeklies, but I needed to make sure that I had a lot of space in every single day. Although, because I'm using this bullet journal as the ultimate planner, calendar, I think it makes a lot of sense to have the weekdays and weekends in, because you have a lot of plans on the weekends too often, so I'm going to be using it pretty much daily, and I think it makes sense to have everything in. I'm basically treating this like a planner, diary, calendar, all in one. That's what I'll be doing, and I really hope that it all works out. These weeklies are pretty much identical, but I like the continuity, I like the theme. I'll definitely be putting a lot more effort into it in future, but I think at this point I'd spent so long on everything else, I just kind of wanted to smash out the rest. This session was already faster than the last one that I did, so hopefully as time goes on I'll get a little bit quicker, a little bit more comfortable. I also decided to include a brain dump. This is just going to be an area where I can put down any thoughts I have in my head, any surges of inspiration, anything that I want to create, what I want to paint, any video ideas. I'm just going to pop everything down in this section. And then rather than having my notes dotted about on my phone or in a notebook, I can just come back to this section every single month and take any key ideas that I want from it. I think it will be a lot more helpful. I picked out a few more of those washi stickers that I love, the snowy forest vibe. I think they really work really well with the blue scrapbook paper. And then I remembered that I haven't decorated the pages very much at all. So I just went over a little bit more, added some more snow, added some snowflakes, a few more stickers, and just decorated the entire thing through a little bit more. I definitely should have done this at the time, but I felt like there was more that I wanted to add. So it's never too late to make your art a little bit prettier if that's what you're looking for. And that's definitely what I was looking for. I had added snow to the weeklies, I just completely forgot to add snowflakes. So I'm just going through every single page and adding what I want to add, and then we'll go through the final flip through together of my very first spread in my very first bullet journal. February's theme is going to be all about pancakes, afternoon tea and sweet treats, so stay tuned for that. And that's the first month done. I'm super excited for this series. We're going to be planning every single month together. So consider subscribing if you don't want to miss the next one. I am very new to this, but hopefully we can create some fantastic spreads together. I'll see you on Sunday with a new video. Bye bye.